everybody. Thanks for coming back. It's Jeff Fetter with Howard Hanna, and it's knowledge time. So, what are we talking about today? Let's talk about some of the key factors. There's going to be multiple videos of this. This is just, I can't fit it all in one. Um, of what we need to do in the current market to help you get into a home as a buyer. Um, I like to use this term a lot because it's everyone knows it more than most other terms. We got to make you the shiniest penny we can out of the bunch. We don't want you to look like one of them dingy pennies. We got to make you a shiny penny. We got to make it so that when they're looking at all the other offers, that they're picking your offer. So, you want them picking your ticket. You want it to be the winner, right? When we move forward. So how do we accomplish making you the shiniest penny out there? So, I'm just going to hit some of the basic stuff right here. There are some more in-depth things we could go over, but this is the basic stuff just to get your mind ready for this market on what we need to do to make you the shiniest penny. And it's these subjects over here. Financing. Financing is, I have it listed number one for a reason. Everything has to do with the money. Okay. That's the first thing everyone's going to look at. And then the next step people are going to look at after they look at the money, they're going to look at what contingencies are on the contract. I talked about those in other episodes. Go ahead and go take a look at those because I will be here all day if I try to explain every bullet point. But in the financing section, do you have a nice good faith deposit? Okay. That's showing people that you have the money for closing costs. That's why people are using large good faith deposits right now when they're competing against multiple offers. If you go in there like we used to 8, 9, 10 years ago and say, we're going to give you $1,000 good faith deposit, you honestly kind of get laughed at. I'm not saying that I understand some people don't have more than that to give. I get it. But truth be told, what you run into is you're competing against 20 other offers. You have people putting $20,000 good faith deposits because that money gets put into an escrow account and it doesn't get touched until closing. So they know that money's locked up and the closing money's there. They don't have to worry about you not showing up to the table without closing cost money. The money's there. So that's why that's a big one. What type of financing are you getting and how much of a deposit are you putting down on the loan itself? Okay, because the type of financing is going to show the seller, the person selling the home, you know how you are financially stable or not stable. Okay, the amount of loan deposit, just like the good faith deposit, is going to show how much money you have to play with for the offer. And the last but not least thing in the financial section, which is a tough one to get through to people, and I understand they talk about a thing called gap coverage, meaning what if the house isn't appraised for the offer that you put in on that house? Right? Now, some people like to say, well, if it doesn't appraise, why would I want to buy it? Well, because after you lose 10 houses in a row by only going for what you think you should pay for it, um, and you need a house really bad, you and your family need a place to live. Usually, we start talking about gap coverage, and so if the house appraises for 200, but you offer two and a quarter, you got to show them you're willing to cover that gap. Okay, again, that's money. The next section I've talked about in other videos is contingencies. Are you loading your purchase offer up with contingencies? People like the path of least resistance. Okay, and that's what this subjects over here are about. If you have a lot of money for good faith deposits, if you're putting a good deposit down on your loan, if you have a nice style, if you have a competitive style financing, if you're willing to cover gap coverages, if you're willing to forego some of these contingencies down here, these hurdles in the purchase contract, we make you shinier. Now, again, I don't sit back and tell everybody you should go ahead and have no inspections on things. I'm not that guy. However, the truth be told, that's what they're choosing right now because they have the capability of doing it due to the fact they have 10, 15, sometimes even only 3 or 4 offers. They usually take the path of least resistance. So I thank you guys for listening to me talk for a few minutes. I'm going to have some more episodes talking about this a little more in depth with the financing. And, hopefully we can get ourselves into some nice houses soon.